I took 4 flights in one day, for literally no reason at all. No purpose, no destination, just me, a camera and a completely unnecessary itinerary. The route today is London to Rotterdam, then back to London, then off to Dublin and then, you guessed it, back to London again. Why? I don't really know. I guess I just like planes and want to spend an entire day on them. So here I am, early in the morning, running on far too little sleep, about to start today's video from the absolutely beautiful and picturesque Didcot Parkway railway station in my home county of Oxfordshire. 4 flights in one day for no reason. We are going from London to Rotterdam, back to London, then to Dublin, and then back to London again. For literally no reason. For you. Almost killed. It's just too early. Today's journey begins on a train bound for London Paddington, where then we will trek across London to London City Airport, which of course is the iconic airport amongst avgeeks in London, famous for its splendid views and tricky approach for pilots. However, today we will be flying out of it to start with. Hint, hint. Okay then, we have arrived at Paddington train station and this is where the journey really begins. Now we are in the race against time to make every single flight. As I explained, the routing today is completely random. We're not staying in any of the places. We're literally just going from airport to airport to airport. I have set myself one target in each place and that's to get a bit of local food from that area, but we won't be leaving the airport, so all that will have to be done in the airport. Anyway, let's go get on the tube and then, well, the Elizabeth line and then the DLR to get to London City Airport. London City Airport is terrifically connected through everywhere in London through the fantastic DLR. Once off the DLR at the City Airport train station, you just simply walk into the terminal building. London City Airport is the smallest international airport in London, known for its proximity to the financial district. It's served by around 20 airlines, with the busiest being British Airways, KLM and Lufthansa. The airport mainly handles short-haul flights across Europe, making it a popular choice for business travellers and weirdos like me, apparently, travelling for literally no reason. As I've said again and again and again and again, I'm sort of hoping that eventually I'm going to find a reason for this, to be honest. The first flight of today is the 1010 BA4452 to Rotterdam. So the first flight today is actually on British Airways City Flight. It's on an Embraer E190. It's from here in London City over to Rotterdam, and it's about 50 minutes, I believe. Going to get us into Rotterdam about 12 o'clock local time, and then our next flight is about an hour and 10 minutes later. So it's going to be a bit of a tight connection. No time at all in Rotterdam, just a quick speed through the airport before we go and catch our next flight. But for now, it's time to sit landslide and wait for time to board. About to board flight number 1. Let's do this. Really did not anticipate this flight being so busy. You know, a flight from London to Rotterdam on a Monday morning. My first aircraft of the day is Golf Lima Charlie Yankee Romeo, a 12.9-year-old Embraer E190, originally delivered to BA City Flyer in August 2012. Getting on board then the Embraer E190 of British Airways City Flyer. After brutally humiliating myself after missing a step getting on the aircraft, we eventually got on board today's aircraft. So then on board British Airways E190 in seat 18A, and it's very similar to a seat you'd get on an A320, however probably a bit smaller and in a 2-2 configuration. The only annoying thing about this seat is the window alignment. I mean, that's really not good to look out the window, it's like that, but it does the job. At least we've got a window. Somehow on this ridiculously busy flight, I've still managed to have a free seat next to me. So, not a great window, but at least we've got a free seat. Right, we're off. Just left London City. First flight of the day underway. The unique takeoff procedure out of London City involves a steeper takeoff than your average airport due to the airport's close proximity to London skyscrapers. The runway is also only 1,500 metres compared to the average runway between 2,400 and 3,900 metres. The views of London are a great way to kick off our first flight, so I'm just going to sit back for a bit and take it all in. It's a long day ahead, but this is a great start. If you are enjoying the video so far, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. These videos take a lot of time to make, and I really appreciate all the support on the channel. Your subscription ensures frequent uploads in the future.
I think the flight time is about 40 minutes, if that, so yeah, let's see what we get in terms of service. Usually BA will supply you with sort of a snack and a drink. On my last flight it was, what was it? It was,
Free corn. Thoughts on free corn?
I don't know. It was corn, yeah, let's see what we get this time. So then they said you can have a sweet or savoury snack. I went for savoury and an apple juice for free. On a short flight like this, can you complain? No. I have a feeling we are getting very close to Rotterdam now. I can see the place in front of us. Very, very short flight, but absolutely fine. The connection time now in Rotterdam for the next one is gonna be tight.
That your table is folded away, your seat is in the landing position with the armrest down, and your seatbelt is securely fastened. If you are seated by a window and have lowered the blind, please return this to the open position for landing. Please also return your seat back device holder to its original position.
That is our flight done. Managed to get right to the front of that customs queue, so we were through there in no time. They didn't half ask a lot of questions though. I suddenly thought I was doing something wrong. He was like, how many days are you staying in Rotterdam? And I was like, well, none, I'm just here to visit, see the fly planes basically. And he's like, oh, when do you return then? I said, oh, it's been about 40 minutes time. Anyway, we did get through. I'm gonna head straight through to the airside, and I will see you then.
Interrogated at customs, I then got interrogated at security, and then I finally got through to the airside area here at Rotterdam Airport.
They're very bothered about this. Very suspicious of it. I kind of get it, but it's a microphone. It goes to the camera.
I made a very quick visit to this terrace to have a look around the airport, and then I realised I had a mission. I needed to get a piece of food from the local area. There was one problem, however, and that was the sincere lack of any Dutch food. There was literally nothing, and the restaurant options were very limited too.
They have two restaurants here. One was like a kitchen diner thing, and the other one's just Starbucks. And I wanted to get something Netherlands to have that little tradition, but nah, we're not going to be able to, which is really unfortunate. But yeah, oh well, let's go and get Starbucks, I guess. Look, this Starbucks toasty is called New Amsterdam or Old Amsterdam toasty, one of the two. So I guess that is it's close enough. It's just a cheese toasty. I'm sorry. There you go, another quick interrogation session from the staff here. Short little stay here, time to get going again. Next flight is on Transavia, Boeing 737-800 to London Stansted. It's actually quite a long walk to the aircraft. I feel like in England they get you a bus for this, and I hate that. I'd much rather walk. So thumbs up for that. So then, today's aircraft is Papa Hotel Sierra Golf.
A 13.1-year-old Boeing 737-800 originally delivered brand new to Transavia in May 2012.
Looking forward to seeing the first impressions of this green Transavia cabin. Not many airlines have green cabins. It's 11A, so I think we should board through the front of the aircraft. Short stay in Rotterdam Airport. Didn't really see much. There was much to see. There's that green cabin. Oh dear. And I thought the window alignment on the Embraer earlier was bad. That's behind the seat. I don't even think that's my window. We can use it if we need to though, I'm sure. But it's okay, I'm a grown man, I can deal with it. At least it wasn't the London City flight. Anyway, on board the plane, it's alright, very green. That's not necessarily bad. Just the window is a bit of a problem.
Flight number 2 underway on board Transavia, the big green machine, heading back to London, into Stansted this time. Border Control certainly didn't love the whole in and out of the country in 2 hours routine. They looked me up and down like I was either suspicious or just a bit weird. Thankfully, it's the latter. Anyway, we're airborne. Once we arrive, we'll be 2 down, 2 to go.
That's now airborne on board the Transavia 737-800 on our way to London Stansted, about 35-minute flight. Lovely departure out of Rotterdam there. Of course, I can see a bit with this weird window seat, and the crew are about to start their on-board service. Now, I am choosing to be very careful with the filming here because, strangely, in the safety demonstration, they mentioned how it's against company policy for passengers to film or photo the crew or other passengers without their permission. And I don't want to say, you know, I don't want to get nicks, which I've never heard that before. So maybe someone's got a problem with it, or maybe it's just a generic thing they do in the Netherlands. I was speaking in the airport earlier about the experience at Rotterdam Airport and how the kind of guys there were very confused as to why I was doing what I was doing. And to be fair, it is quite confusing, but they weren't exactly friendly. They were quite, you know, intimidating. They were interrogating me quite a bit, and it was a little bit strange. Kind of hard to you know, make a conversation, but that's okay. Anyway, let's get on the way to Stansted.
Inclusief grotere elektronische apparatuur zoals laptops weer in de
Believe it or not, that warning was what I thought it was actually the descent announcement. We've already started our descent to London Stansted, even quicker than the London City flight. Mental.
Altitude 12,000 feet, about 3.5 kilometers, and we just passed the coastline of England. Estimated time of arrival is 25 minutes past 1 o'clock.
We started our descent into what would be my second time in London for the day. Having said that, can you really call Stansted Airport London? I mean, can you? Let me know in the comments down below.
Arm's length.
Well, I've had worse flights.
Welcome to London Stansted Airport.
Flight number 2 done, 2 to go. On board Transavia, that one. Very enjoyable flight. Unhappy with the window seat, but the rest is good. Back in the UK, at my least favourite airport in the UK, but that's alright. We moved, let's head inside.
The next flight is with Ryanair aboard a 737 MAX 8 from here in Stansted to Dublin. I went through the mess that is London Stansted Airport. I mean, I absolutely hate this place. It is a living embodiment of hell. I sat in the Wetherspoons for a bit and got a drink.
The Wetherspoons here is absolutely bloody massive. But I've just spent about an hour in there. Now I'm going to go move somewhere else. But it's a very nice place to spend a few hours if you can. Get a meal there. It's like a whole, you know, pub. It's all right. Anyway, let's head back out to the main departures lounge. I do feel like we've got to come up with some way of ranking the flights, keeping track of them. We're on to flight number 3 now. Ryanair to Dublin. I think the best flight was the BA1. because it's out of city. It was great fun. Then Transavia. And then by the end of it, we'll have like a proper ranking of the 4 flights. It's not that exciting, but we've got to do something like that. It's time to head to gate 47 for today's flight.
To be honest, by this point I thought something would have gone wrong when I was planning this video. I thought at this point I'd be playing dramatic music on the edit as we're running around the airport trying to make a flight, and I'm kind of disappointed that we're not. Let's just do it anyway.
Long walk to these gates. So there we are, gate 47. And down there's our 737 MAX to take us to Dublin. Let's go on the plane. I am one of the last to get on the plane by accident. I think I probably should have walked a bit quicker to the gate. Whoops.
Our third aircraft of today is Echo India, India Kilo November. A 0.8-year-old Boeing 737 MAX 8-200, as Ryanair like to say, originally delivered to Ryanair in October 2024. The 737 MAX 8-200 is the high-density version of the 737 MAX 8. It was developed to appeal to the low-cost market. The variant was initially ordered by Ryanair, with aircraft currently signed to Buzz, Multiair and Ryanair UK. It has a very large capacity of 197 seats.
Oh, that jet fuel smell is lovely. Only have to from this hand, otherwise that sounds very weird.
No, thank you.
Cheers, thank you. So on board the Ryanair Boeing 737 MAX 8 or whatever the hell they want to call it. Decent plane. It's a Ryanair plane. It's got, you know, very little legroom, no seat pocket, and it's very crowded, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's only a year old. The window alignment is 10 out of 10, by the way. I'll show you the Transavia one I had earlier. That was about 1 out of 10.
Welcome aboard this flight to Dublin. Same day, First Officer Jan, taking the very best care of you. Front to
Flight 3, Ryanair, the finest in absolutely no frills. We've just left Stansted, which is easily the most chaotic airport in the country. Security felt like a hostage situation, and the boarding gate was somewhere near Belgium. But we're in the air now, off to Dublin, about an hour or so. Spirits are up, standards are down. I'm going to be honest, this was by far the most boring flight of the day. I've been on Ryanair many times before. The only unique thing was it was on a 737 MAX, but it didn't compare to trying out the new airline in Transavia and flying in and out of London City. It was also so incredibly crowded and crammed together that it genuinely felt kind of uncomfortable to talk to camera. Not that there was much to talk about, considering Ryanair are the definition of a no-frills airline. There was a brief food and drink service, but I didn't get anything, and then we started our descent into Dublin for flight 3 out of 4 to come to its end, and prepare for our final leg of today's immense journey. In case anyone is wondering, at least 2 to 3 of these flights are going to have their own individual reviews. When these will come out, I do not know, but make sure to like and subscribe to the channel and follow me on Instagram at Joel Travellino and at Joel Domain so you don't miss them. and we've arrived in Dublin after my flight with Ryanair, and it's time to prepare for the final flight. Our next flight is on an airline we've already flown with today. We're hopping back on board British Airways City Flyer to head from here in Dublin back to where we started today's flying journey in London City Airport. If you remember, the mission was to get local food from each area, and it just happened to be dinner time as I'm walking through Dublin Airport. I decided to head to pretty much the only place that seemed open in Terminal 2, and that was the Fallow, which has terrific reviews. I scanned through the menu looking for something Irish, and we settled for beef ragu. They had no Irish food. And also, who doesn't love Italian food? Like, come on, like, even if they had Irish options, like, you got to respect the choice. Look at this, man. I don't understand how this is 2-star pasta. Maybe I was just too tired, you know, because it's not 5-star pasta. But I'm rambling about food. What's new? I mean, look, this restaurant gets 5 stars from me just for the view. I mean,
Just had an absolutely fantastic meal here at the Fallow in Dublin. Great views out the terminal as well. Flight's a little bit delayed apparently for the final leg of the journey, but that's okay. It's only like 20 minutes, and it's perfectly chill in this airport. It's so quiet in this terminal compared to the other one. So that was an absolutely pleasant surprise. I'm going to head out of here now probably, and go and walk about a bit and get ready for the flight. But yeah, really good restaurant. This really nice place to come and chill. I'd recommend this one at Dublin Airport. I really would. Very cool. Okay. I've always found Dublin Airport to be empty, this terminal, but yeah, it's always empty every time I come here. And also, like, just there's not a great selection of food options. That place did the job, but there's nowhere else really. Just like sandwich cafes. I guess the other terminal's busier, Ryanair and stuff like that, but you'd expect more for Aer Lingus this terminal, you know. I feel like I'm walking through the bloody back rooms to this bloody place. A bit confused. Some planes out there though, Aer Lingus and TUI jobs. This is really weird. I'm pretty sure I've just walked into the other terminal. That's where I'm meant to be going, but that's a bit of a scam, isn't it? What's the point of having 2 terminals if you just... The security, I just walked past the end of the security for terminal, whatever the hell this one is, I forgot now. And this one's nowhere near as nice, this one's like Stansted. I'm so confused. I've gone from Heathrow T2, if there was no passengers there, so luxury, to Luton. To Luton in peak times. And I've gone round in circles about 5 times trying to look for this supposed gate 302. I'm lost. Time to board the last flight of the day back to London City, and I am absolutely knackered now. I just want to get home. Right then, let's get this last flight underway, shall we?
Flight 4, back with BA City Flyer, the same airline that we've begun our journey with. Leaving Dublin now, heading back to London City where this whole thing kicked off. Feels like the day's come full circle because, well, it has. It's been non-stop since that first takeoff, and now we're closing it out right where we began. 4 flights, 1 day, not sure why, but I'm glad I did it.
You know, people in my life often ask me why I do this. You know, I don't make any money out of this. Why do I book 4 flights on a random day with no destination? That's because when I'm above the clouds, well, this is quite corny, but, you know, let me say it. When I'm above the clouds, everything that's going on down there, you know, in whatever, good, bad, sort of evaporates for a bit, and I can just enjoy sitting here by myself in the sky. And a lot of people would feel like that. Maybe not about flying, maybe about when they go to the spa or the football or the library. For me, I've got 2, and that is the football, and it's It's planes.
That cringy speech does actually mean something though. I started this channel 6 years ago. I started it in March 2019. Before that I had a website in December 2018. And I've grown up on this channel basically, and we've got a nice little community here. So if you want to join that, please make sure to like and subscribe on this channel. We basically just share our passion for aviation. The uploads are a lot less frequent than they used to be, but when they do come, they tend to be longer videos with more of a meaning behind them, rather than the average video that you used to get, which is about 6 minutes long. Thank you for all the support over the years, as I often say in these videos. I feel like pretty much everyone I thank you for the support, but that's because I do mean it.
Friends and lovers may come and go, but aeroplanes will stay, though.
Our final flight of the day ends with absolutely incredible views. We descend into London City in the night, and I mean, it is just unbelievable. Enjoy. Here's today's flights ranked, by the way, in my humble opinion. In first place is Flight 1, London to Rotterdam. Second place, Flight 4, Dublin to London. Third place, Flight 2, Rotterdam to Stansted. And in fourth place is Flight 3, Stansted to Dublin.
4 out of 4 done. Welcome back to London. Wow. So that's me signing off from here in London. Back to the studio / wherever I do the outro.
So that's wraps. That's the trip completed, which is crazy. 4 flights in one day is actually loads, and it is quite a lot to do, especially by yourself. You're alone with your thoughts. I'm joking. It was a really good experience. I really enjoyed it, and you know, it's just nice to get on some planes and experience the beauty of aviation. Because when you're obsessed with something like I am with aviation, you want to enjoy that in whatever capacity you can. And at the time of recording, at the time of upload, by one day, yeah, I'm not 18, so I can't actually stay in most hotels, so it makes much more sense just to do things in one day. But from tomorrow, yes, the 7th of June, come on, we'll be 18 and we'll be able to stay. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please make sure to like and subscribe. It helps me out more than you can imagine. The uploads on here are continuing. Obviously, they take a lot of time to record, a lot of time to edit, and a lot of time to produce, and they also cost a lot to produce, so your support is very much appreciated. As I mentioned earlier on in the video, there should be a few reviews from at least 1, 2, or possibly even 3 of these flights that will be published here on my Joel Travelino channel. So make sure to follow me on Instagram at Joel Travelino so you don't miss any updates. Thank you all very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!